Hey folks, Nathan here from Star Wars Beyond the Films, the Star Wars Timeline Gold, and Cloud City Casino, a Star Wars gaming podcast at StarWarsReport.com, bringing you a look at the Kylo Ren Starter Set for Star Wars Destiny, the first set here called Awakenings. Now, hopefully you've watched the one I've already put up on the Rey Starter Set, so I'll try to keep this a little bit more brief. Suffice to say, this is a one-player starter set. You need two starter sets, one for each player, before you can play Star Wars Destiny. This is not like the LCG and some other Star Wars games for Fantasy Flight games, where one purchase is going to do it for two players. You need two starters. So what do you get in this one-player starter for about 15 bucks? Again, you have your rules, which are just a front and back side of a quick sheet here. Not a lot to it. One thing I did not mention when looking at the Rey set is you do get a card list so you can keep track of which ones you've got. This is a collectible game, which is something we'll deal with in a separate video. You've got your reference card, again, dice symbols on one side, actions on the other. You have your one battlefield for this set, Frozen Wastes of Starkiller Base. You have your two hero characters that you're going to use to set things up, Kylo Ren and a First Order Stormtrooper. Notice Kylo Ren has 2 dice, whereas the First Order Stormtrooper has 1. And we have the difference, of course, of colors of types of cards. We have blue and red featured more highly in this particular starter set. Once you get into your actual deck, 20 cards in this case, 30 in a typical game though, once you customize, we have a support vehicle here, First Order TIE Fighter with a die. We then have the ability upgrade Mind Probe and the ability upgrade Immobilize, both of which have 1 die each. Again, just like in the Rey set, we have the F-11D rifle, red, which has 1 die. We have infantry grenades with a die. And just like in the Rey set, we have a lightsaber here with 1 die. Then you get into your support cards. Just like there were the 2 blue Awakenings support cards back with Rey, here we have 2 blue support Power of the Dark Side cards with Kylo Ren. Then a ton of events. We have Flank, Take Cover, Close Quarters Assault, Nowhere to Run, I almost said turn, Aim, Dodge, and Block. With the exception of Nowhere to Run, which is replaced by a different card, all of these gray ones are in the Rey set also. Then all new, we have 1 red, the Best Defense, as an event, and then the rest are blue. We have Disturbance in the Force, Use the Force, Intimidate, and Enrage. Then as far as our tokens, same amount as in the Rey set. We have 5 shield tokens, 8 resource tokens, 7 damage tokens valued at 1, and 5 valued at 5. So again, for 15 bucks, decent little starter. And I have to say they feel pretty balanced. If you play the Kylo Ren starter against the Rey starter, they're fairly balanced. It's a quick game because you're only dealing with 20 cards as opposed to 30, and you get a good sense of how the game plays between the dice rolls and card effects, especially if you're new to dice and card games, as I have been. So it's a decent little game, fun game, but what about that business model? What about the costs associated with this game compared to many other Fantasy Flight Star Wars games? We'll cover that in our next video.